Hey guys, welcome back to Mid-Card Mania. I'm Daniel.
Steven.
Steve, what do we got on hand tonight?
We have Koji, Kitao, and Tenryu versus Demolition at WrestleMania VII.
There it is. A quick little goof I noticed as Demolition's coming out. Gorilla Monsoon goes, "That's right, Demolition, Axe and Smash." And I'm like, oh, Gorilla, come on. You're better than this, buddy. Nope, not Axe and Smash,
It's
Smash and
Axe
Crush.
And Crush. Well, Smash
Wow,
and Crush.
Gorilla Monsoon over here.
I'm sorry. Smash and Crush.
So yeah, I was like, oh, that's brutal. All right, now I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I had this on VHS. This is one of those I watched a lot. There are certain matches there I just forgot happened, or I don't even remember it.
I didn't even remember it myself.
And it's funny because when I told this guy who we're gonna be doing it, I was like, this is a squash match that the Japanese wrestlers just destroyed Demolition. I was way off. That don't happen at all. And I was like, oh shit, like I don't remember this match at all then. So let's
It wasn't necessarily a squash match.
No, it wasn't.
No.
So let's get to that match exactly. Of course, you know right off the bat, because we're early on, you know, Kitao's fighting them both off, but then they just kind of gang up on him.
And
but you noticed something.
I noticed something about Kitao. It didn't look like he was even selling any of the moves. He just sort of like,
yeah,
do your damn move.
Starting off, now he does toward the end when they because they do work him over for a little bit, and then he does. But I noticed that kind of a little bit too. It seemed like when they did officially do that jump, like Tenryu stepping outside, they attack him real quick, and then they go after Kitao. Yeah. It did kind of look like Kitao. We got a story about that a little bit later. But so, anyways, they work over Kitao for a majority of the match. This is mostly a Demolition heavy match. Yeah. Kitao does get the tag eventually. Tenryu comes in.
Tenryu does come
in. He does a little bit of work, but he misses a flying elbow drop, and then of course Demolition goes right back over. Let's get to that end, because it's kind of an awkward end, I think. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong. But I thought it was kind of an awkward looking end. So they work over Tenryu, and they decide to go for the decapitator. So Smash gets him up for the backbreaker part, sets him there.
Puts him down on his knee.
Crush goes to the top or second rope, but then Kitao comes in. So Crush jumps back down and goes fight Kitao. Smash is still holding Tenryu, just holding him there. Like, Crush, what are you doing? Crush is like, I'm fighting right now. I'm getting beat up a little bit. Yeah. He's just like, okay, I'll be here when you're done. And he just sits there the whole time. And I mean, I'm exaggerating maybe a little bit. I'm gonna if I had to guesstimate, like 40 seconds of action of Tenryu being unconscious over the guy's knee, just dead weight. And I know you could be thinking, well, maybe he was faking it, like that, you know, kayfabe, being faking it. He wasn't. I'll tell you why here in a second. So Smash is just holding there. Like instead of just dropping him and going and helping Crush defeat, Kitao, he's just holding like a goober. Like so, Crush finally takes out Kitao, knocks him out of the ring, and he does like this slow walk from the front to the top of the ring or the back of the ring where Smash and Tenryu's at. And he goes outside, and I'm thinking to myself like he's going between the ropes. I'm like, did he forget that there's a match going on? But then he goes to the top rope because he's going to deliver the move. And at this point, I'm thinking to myself, if Tenryu was faking, would he not try to get out now? Like, what are you going to try to do? Move the last second when Crush comes down with the elbow? No! He's unconscious. Kayfabe. And so he's fucking dead. So Smash, I'm thinking to myself, like, Smash, you could have just pinned this motherfucker the entire time they were fighting back there. It could have been over. Crush goes to the top. Kitao pushes him right off the top. Crush goes crumbling to the floor. And then Smash drops Tenryu. Another sign that Tenryu wasn't faking. He just drops him there. Him and Kitao get into it. Tenryu pops back up. They beat the shit out of Smash. Tenryu ends up powerbombing Smash. 1, 2, 3. Match over. And I'm thinking to myself, what the fuck? Like, really?
To be honest, I didn't understand why they even brought Tenryu and Kitao in. To be honest, I know they had like they were doing like a promotion.
Yeah.
SWS Wrestling in Japan. And of course, there's a little tidbit side note about SWS and WWE. They had like Earthquake versus.
We're getting there. I tell this guy before, he's like, I want to tell the story. I tell the story. I'm like, relax, I'll bring you in. Okay. This guy just.
You left me open for that. I'm sorry.
I didn't even leave him open. I was just telling him. He's like, no, I'll tell you the thing. Steve, please tell us about. No, go ahead, please. This Earthquake and Kitao. What happened?
I'm not gonna fucking do it.
No, please. The floor is yours. Okay, so anyways, Tenryu Kitao win the match, and that goes on. Let's go to the aftermath. First, let's talk about Demolition, Steve.
Demolition? Well, Demolition actually, this was the last time we actually seen Demolition as a tag team. They broke them apart. And Smash became the Repo Man, and Crush became the Hawaiian babyface Kona Crush, which I thought was a dumbass gimmick.
It wasn't bad, but it wasn't
I
good.
didn't care for it. I did not.
Didn't have a thing.
But anyways, how the Repo Man came to be was the $1 Million Man actually paid the Repo Man to steal the $1 Million belt from Virgil, and it basically built up a tag team match, and one night in Texas, Tuesday in Texas. This Tuesday in Texas, a tag team match with Ted DiBiase and the Repo Man versus Virgil and El Matador, and of course we all know who came out on top.
Absolutely.
It was $1 Million Man and Repo Man, given.
Absolutely. For Kitao and Tenryu, they like you said earlier, they were over here. They did a cross promotional thing with SWS. In fact, in the summer of '91, SWS was co-promoting a Japanese tour with WWE. Steve, tell us about the Kitao Earthquake match now.
Okay, I'll tell you about the Earthquake and Kitao match.
In his defense on this one, because I am busting his balls a little bit here, because I did tell him I'll open it up for you, and he just ran with it. I did hear about this incident with Earthquake. I had no idea who the Japanese guy was. I didn't realize it's Kitao, and then he was like, "Oh, this is the guy." And I was like, "Oh, okay, this is the guy."
Well,
so go ahead.
But Earthquake and Kitao we're supposed to have a match, and I guess
the sumo match, wasn't it?
No, it was a match.
Oh, it was a regular match. Okay, I didn't know if it was a sumo match or not.
Well, at the beginning of the match, I think Kitao didn't want a job to Earthquake because Kitao was actually a grand champion. Well, a Yokozuna, technically. And he didn't want to lose to Earthquake, someone who was never a Yokozuna. And he basically said, "This is fake," and he was like,
"Well, don't they start stiffing each other first? Like, they start actually fighting, and then eventually, I mean, both guys are pretty tough guys, so then Kitao just leaves the ring, but then he starts yelling out, this is fake, wrestling's fake, pro wrestling's fake," so... Interesting side note to that is, because I guess he was away from actual pro wrestling for a while. He was actually blacklisted from SWS, and a lot of promotions didn't touch him, but he did join a lot of, like, shoot fight promotions and stuff like that, and I forget what the company was, but he would, he wrestled somebody who was like a big dog there, and the company was like a shoot fight kind of company where like clearly it was pro wrestling, but it was you would kind of determine who wins outside there or there. So they decided to wrestle to a double draw somehow, like time limit draw. But then during the match, the guy kicks Kitao right in the fucking head, drops him, 1, 2, 3, done. Or he was just unconscious and he just called the match. Kitao left that company. He did come back years later, and I guess with more respect, and people kind of forgave him, and it moved on from there. But yeah, got his ass handed to him. Tenryu, on the other hand, he was actually
a pretty popular Japanese wrestler.
Oh, he was when he came over. Actually, he was actually the guy who owned and operated SWS. It was his company. Well, then what happened was after they did a tour, SWS would fold later on, but he would start his other company up, which was Wrestling Association R or War. You just know they added the R just so you can have the acronym WAR. But
no,
whatever.
It was wrestling with I think it was wrestling romance or something. Wrestling and romance. That's what it actually stood for.
Yeah, on Wikipedia it just has Wrestling Association R, and that's all it said. Anyways, he would actually run that company, and then like in '97, WWF once again did a tour of Japan, and this time War was the one they co-promoted with. So it's just kind of neat that Tenryu was kind of helping them out throughout. And of course, he also participated in Royal Rumbles '93 and '94. Yeah. So it's just like he was kind of tied in with WWF there for a while. So I thought that was kind of neat.
Well, of course, at the time WCW was working with New Japan, so WWE.
Any help they can get, they were So go ahead, give us your review of this match.
I thought it was kind of cool that of course they didn't do power bombs all that often.
This was early.
That was actually the first time I actually seen a power bomb.
This is probably the first time in WWF, I'd say. I mean, I know Vader was doing it in WCW, or not Vader, Psycho Sid.
And also, Kitao actually was wearing kick pads.
Was he really?
He was wearing fucking kick pads.
There you go.
You know, first one to actually, he was actually the first one to wear kick pads, I think.
Did I know that?
Yeah, pro wrestling.
All right.
This is some tidbits I
Oh, no, you're fine. You're still reviewing.
Why the fuck are you looking at me like that?
Because you're reviewing. I'm watching you review.
I'm done reviewing.
That's it? Yeah. So you thought it was cool that they were... Okay. He's better at tidbits than he is reviews, people.
That's right.
So, for me, in my review of this thing, it's
You
not
can shut him up.
Yeah, that's true. I'll just keep talking. It was a bad match. It was not a WrestleMania match, and that's my issue with this match. The match itself, aside from the weird, awkward ending, the match actually was fine. I mean, it really was. It didn't make Demolition look bad. It didn't make Kitao and Tenryu look. I mean, they both looked pretty good in this match, even though Demolition was dominating more. I mean, they definitely was outsmarted toward the end. My issue is that this match shouldn't have took place. This flat out. And if it did take place, it shouldn't have been WrestleMania. I'm sorry. This should have been left for Wrestling Challenge or Wrestling Superstars.
Yeah.
And that's not an insult because I know today like those are just crappy computer only shows. But like back in the day, those were like the main shows on WWF. That and Saturday Night's Main Event. So I just feel like this match should have been on those and not WrestleMania.
Superstars or Wrestling Challenge or some shit like that. Yeah.
And my problem is okay, on the same card you have Legion of Doom versus Power and Glory, in which Legion of Doom defeat Power and Glory in like under 2 minutes. I can't remember. It's a quick squash, and that is a squash. I do remember that distinctly. They just raped the shit out of them in the match. My issue is this.
I think that always happens with Legion of Doom.
And that's I'm fine with that. That's not the issue. Here's my issue is, as a kid, I loved Demolition. I did. They were great. I love Legion of Doom. Big fan. I think I was just attracted to face paint and just huge guys face paint like Warrior. Just remind me of those guys. Here's the thing. And don't get me wrong. I will never deny this. Demolition was created as the WWE's verson of the Road Warriors.
Yeah.
I'm not debating that at all. In fact, I can't remember who came out first. I'm sure it was Road Warriors, but Powers of Pain. They were in NWA first, and they feuded with the Road Warriors. But let's face it, they were also a knockoff team of that. Like that was why they had that look. The difference between Powers of Pain and Demolition, though, is, in my opinion, Powers of Pain never really developed any personality. They were just always generic big guys with face paint. Whereas I feel like Demolition had a lot of personality, a lot of charisma, and they were actually loved by the fans. Like, I don't care when Powers of Pain was faces.
It had what's his name? The Masked Superstar, which was Axe, and fucking Crusher Khrushchev as Smash, which both of them actually had.
To me, that don't even matter because honestly, I didn't even know that when I was a kid. Like when I was a kid, I only watched WWF, so to me, it was just brand new Axe Smash. But the fans loved, like even if they were a bad guy, that's why they did the double turn with Powers of Pain because people loved Demolition. Mm-hmm. So Demolition was hot on their own. Now when Legion of Doom came in 1990. You knew his guys going to face, and it was inevitable, and we all knew Legion of Doom was going to win. And I'm not saying that's the wrong decision. That was the right decision to have Legion of Doom go over, because I mean they were just more popular, and they're just to me the better tag team, at least as far as I guess in kayfabe.
Well, they always said that Demolition were better workers than actual.
Oh, well, absolutely not. That's what I'm saying. I mean, in kayfabe, the Legion of Doom are better because they're just unstoppable. But as far as working, yeah, it's definitely Demolition. Here's the thing. So they come in the '90s. And if you remember, it was that's when they added Crush, and it was SummerSlam Demolition versus Heart Foundation. Legion of Doom interfered. They stopped Demolition from cheating. Heart Foundation win. Mm-hmm. That sets the feud up.
It's 3 falls tag match.
Sets the feud up. We go to Survivor Series. They're on opposite sides. And of course, we even have one of the decisions is when Demolition, Smash and Crush, and the Road Warriors, Legion of Doom, are wrestling. They can't get separated. Double disqualification, all 4 men out. And I was like, there you go. In the Royal Rumble, they actually all meet up in the ring. I don't know if all 4 are in sometime. I know 3 of them are. And I actually don't know they all 4 was because I think Demolition actually eliminated Hawk. And so you still had this kind of, all these people, they start fighting. And I'm like, where's their big blow-off match now? They've been fighting for over half a year now. WrestleMania VII, right? No. What? That makes no fucking sense. Now here's the argument people will lay on me. Well, Daniel, here's the thing. It wasn't the original Demolition. It was Crush and Smash. It didn't count.
Yeah.
Why would that matter? Here's my thing. When Legion of Doom showed up, Crush was already in Demolition. Yeah. As far as the actual TV feud, it was always with Crush and Smash. And after that, Axe got taken out. So it was always Smash, Crush, Hawk, and Animal. That has never changed. And the thing is, and don't get me wrong, now, because I know the first thing you're going to jump on will be, well, to me, Demolition is Axe and Smash. Me too. It's always been Axe and Smash. To me, if right now you're like, who's Demolition to you, it's Axe and Smash. Yeah. But I like Crush better than Axe. I like Crush better than Axe. Because by the time Crush came in, Axe was getting older. He had gray in his hair, for fuck's sake. And I know he's stocky and powerful. He just slowed down a lot. Now, we know now he was dealing with some illness issues that he would eventually overcome, and he was, okay after that. But at that time, he wasn't, which is why Crush was brought in. I thought Crush had a better look. He was taller. He looked meaner. And I just thought he looked better with Smash. So for me personally, I always liked the team of Crush and Smash better than Axe and Smash. Although Axe and Smash is Demolition to me. If that makes sense. That may lose a lot of people right now, but that's just my opinion. Why couldn't they?
And of course, that version of Demolition didn't last.
Yeah, and it did. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I understand. I mean, obviously, it's not as popular, and I get that. But it's like you could, if you already knew in your head, like I'm gonna split these guys up, fine, and they did. But they also had them on the same show with Legion of Doom. Mm-hmm. They are all there. Legion of Doom is there at WrestleMania VII with Demolition. So if you already know you're gonna split Demolition up, why not have their last match be against Legion of Doom? You can have Legion of Doom take out them, and then have Kitao and Tenryu fight Power and Glory and just rape them like they were raped anyways. And then you still had the same results at the end. You would have had Legion of Doom having a win, and you would have had Tenryu and Kitao have a win. And then you would have had Demolition lose, and you would have had Power and Glory raped. And that would have been your result. It would have not changed a fucking thing, and it would have made more sense, and I think it would have made more people happy. Vince McMahon. In 91. Vince McMahon, 91. Did you know he was actually wanting to make Tugboat a villain at that point? Make him Sheik Tugboat?
Really?
He was supposed to be the original person to fight Hogan at WrestleMania VII before they brought Sergeant Slaughter. Dead serious. They were like, he's huge. He'll draw money. We'll turn him heel. We'll turn him against Hogan. We'll make him Sheik Tugboat. And they're like, no. I think it was Tom Pritchard's like, no, we're not doing that. And he's just, or Bruce Pritchard, sorry. He was just like, no, we're not doing that. He's like, that's retarded. And he finally talked Vince out, and then they brought in Sergeant Slaughter, which wasn't really the better choice either, but, it worked.
Well, actually, Sergeant Slaughter did get a lot of death threats.
Oh, yeah. I mean, no.
For his character.
I just started rewatching those matches.
You gotta give the dude some respect for the shit he went
I'll give him some respect for that, and I'll give him respect for his bumps. His matches were shit.
I know.
I just now started watching them. I'm like,
they were shit.
As a kid,
they were shit.
As a kid, I didn't really realize it though.
But for the gimmick he was doing back then.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying that. Yeah, no,
God,
not
threats and fucking his kid.
Whoa, calm down. Not disagreeing. I just said it was better than Tugboat Sheik or Sheik Tugboat.
I know.
So I'm not disagreeing with that. I am just saying, however, that was the mindset of Vince McMahon at the time. So to not give us a good payoff with Demolition Legion of Doom, it doesn't surprise me, but it is ridiculous. It really is. And once again, since you didn't do nothing with them, and once again, I mean, Kitao and Tenryu were just on loan anyways. We knew they weren't going to stay, so it didn't seem like, why make Demolition lose to them? You can have Power and Glory, who you obviously hate from the beginning. You never gave them any kind of a push. Feed them to them. Get rid of them instead of having Demolition Legion Doom get interrupted. But I don't know. I'm rambling now. But no, overall I like this match. It's not a bad match. It doesn't feel like a WrestleMania match to me at all. And it's just not the right match.
Superstars main event. Yeah. Not main event, but
main event. I would say
Superstar Challenge.
If Duggan and Barbarian are on that episode, I'm putting them above Kitao, Tenryu versus Demolition. That's just me. Yeah. But no, anyways, that's my thought. I liked it. But go ahead and take it home.
It was a decent match, but whatever. Thanks for watching. Read between the lines, and I think you're going to be doing the Super Show from WCW.
WCW New Japan Super Show 1 next week, so tune in for that. So, all right, well, on behalf of Steve, I'm Daniel, and let's see if this remote works. The battery's been going out. I don't know if I'll get on the first try or not. Later. Bye.